Welcome to Fake Love and Flying Monkeys, the podcast where fake love is exposed. I'm Nova Gibson and I am your host. I'm the principal counsellor at Brighter Outlook Narcissistic Abuse Counselling.com.au. This space is dedicated to helping you reclaim your worth and understand the impact of toxic relationships with suspected narcissists. You deserve clarity, healing, and freedom from the pain of fake love and flying monkeys. So please leave a review and grab a copy of my book, Fake Love, Understanding and Healing from Narcissistic Abuse. Let's uncover the truth and take back your power. Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of Fake Love and Flying Monkeys. In this episode, we are going to be talking about the narcissist's new supply. But more importantly, how do they find them so quickly? It has to be a coincidence, right? That this new god or goddess, their new soulmate, has just seemingly fallen from the heavens right into their lap, literally within hours or days of discarding you. Well, if you're a regular listener to my podcast, then you're probably onto them and you're aware that it's no coincidence at all. Most of the time, that new supply was there when they were in the official relationship with you, and they were just waiting for the right moment to move on to the new supply whom they had been grooming for quite a while, whilst abusing you, escalating the abuse so you appear crazy, and they have the perfect excuse to transition into the relationship with the new supply without too much scrutiny from the public, because they've wound you up by escalating that abuse. And you've had no closure. You have no idea what's going on. You've reacted to the escalation in the abuse. In other words, you've engaged in reactive abuse. And this just creates the perfect storm in terms of the narcissist moving on and blaming you for why they did so. So to delve into exactly how and why the narcissist does this without so much as blinking an eye or their pulse rate changing in the slightest, let's put on our narcissist goggles. Let's step into their shoes for a little while. Ugh, I know, right? A horrible thought. But when you have something that no longer serves a purpose for you, what do you do with it? You get rid of it, right? You throw it in the trash, and if it was useful at some stage, then you replace it. You get a new one. And it is with exactly the same mindset that the narcissist replaces human beings. You are replaceable. Relationships are transactional, and human beings are interchangeable depending on your usefulness. And when you have nothing left to give them, in other words, you are an empty tank because they have abused you so much, which is absolutely irrelevant to the narcissist, then they don't see the point in keeping something around that is broken and literally just takes up space. They need a full tank, someone with narcissistic supply that is just brimming, that can feed that insatiable ego of theirs. The sad reality is that everyone has a use-by date as far as the narcissist is concerned. When you are in a romantic and intimate relationship with them, it was written in the stars the day you met them that one day you would be discarded, whether you stay in an official relationship with them or not. You get boring, and they don't do boring. They need drama. They need someone to be feeding back to them that their mask is real, that they really are this amazing, grandiose person they believe they are. And when you're empty because you have been abused so much, then to them it makes sense to replace the broken down old human that is no longer going to serve their needs. It is excruciating for victims when they realize that they literally have just been replaced, and it's like they never existed to this person that professed to love them so much at one stage. And of course, the victim loved them in the same way in the beginning when they were being love bombed. And of course, the victim never forgets that feeling when they were put on that pedestal and they were on their own pink cloud. But everyone is objectified to the narcissist. You are an object, and the sad truth is that you are as important to them as a brand spanking shiny new car is in the beginning. And when that car starts to break down, gets a bit rusty, or they trash it, then they get rid of it. They buy a new one. You are never valued for those unique qualities or those little idiosyncrasies that define you as a person. The reality is that narcissists don't love. They are like a parasite that attaches to you. You're the host, and when you as the host are empty, they've drained you of all your goodness, then they drop off and they find a new host. So there are several reasons the narcissist moves on so quickly to that new supply. And one of them is simply that they cannot be alone. They have come to the conclusion that the relationship with you is absolutely devoid of any life-giving narcissistic supply. They're bored and they need someone new. But they can't be alone with their true self. They must have someone who is reflecting back to them with your reactions that the mask they wear is real. What is the number one thing that a narcissist needs in their life, that they crave? It's attention, whether that attention comes in the form of admiration and love, or it comes in the form of contempt, anger. As long as they're inside your mind, you're thinking about them and you are reacting to the person they're pretending to be, then that makes them feel alive. You fuel their ego, and when they're alone with their true self, they're essentially like a car that has no fuel, no petrol. Another reason is because they are devoid of empathy and compassion, and of course, loyalty. So they're incapable of loving another human being. As I said earlier, they attach to other humans. And this is why they can move on so readily, because there is actually no loving bond or connection to begin with. Now, that fear of being alone and being without their oxygen or their narcissistic supply, that is like a drug addict where the drug, let's say it's heroin, that comes above everything. They must feed their addiction. And the narcissist is very aware that the relationship with you is coming to an end because they've said so. So they start to look for that new supply before they end the relationship with you most of the time. It's like those monkey bars. If you can picture those monkey bars, I know I played on them a lot when I was a young child, but if you can imagine, you've got both hands on a monkey bar and you have to let go of the bar with one hand so you can move on to the next bar. So if you can think of it in those terms, the narcissist, when they are about to move on to the new supply, it's like they've still got that one hand on the monkey bar, which is you, the old primary source, and they're not going to let go of you or that monkey bar until they know it's safe to remove that hand and go on to the next bar. Because if it's not safe, they're going to fall and hurt themselves. So the narcissist won't let go of you. They won't discard you completely until they know they've got that new supply lined up, and then they can completely let go of you and go headfirst into this new soulmate relationship. And another reason, which I think is just a bonus for them, because really moving on to that new supply is about survival for them. But the other reason simply is that they know how painful it will be for you. And they need to punish you for not being perfect anymore. Once again, it doesn't matter that they abused you so much that now you're no longer that perfect human being they met in the beginning who was reflecting back to them how amazing they are. No, it just matters that you're broken down. You're not perfect anymore. And they need to punish you. They also need to punish you because, of course, you're going to be thinking that they're the cause of what has happened in this relationship. You tried to have discussions with them around their behavior, and that is like throwing acid in their face because they have that hairline trigger for criticism, and you were wounding their ego by trying to say that they did something wrong. Now, the narcissist simply doesn't possess the traits to feel the same way that you do. If this were to happen to them, if they were discarded and you moved on so quickly, they wouldn't feel sad. They would feel angry and vengeful, and their envy would have them punishing you to the nth degree. But they know that it will hurt you because you do possess those human traits. You do have a normal range of emotions. So sadistically, moving on quickly with that new supply is going to give them a smorgasbord of narcissistic supply by seeing, hearing about the pain that they have caused you in doing so. Even if it was you who finally found the strength to escape or walk away from that toxic relationship, you still are probably hurting. You need to heal, and that takes time. The last thing that you would be thinking of would be jumping straight into another relationship. But the narcissist will present and flaunt that new supply before you've even caught your breath. And they do so because they need constant narcissistic supply. They cannot regulate on their own, and they depend on others to feel real. They must have someone else there at all times to, once again, reflect back to them that mask they have spent so long maintaining and sustaining and making powerful and real, they need someone around to reflect that. And when you start to question them, you're challenging that false self. You're telling them the mask they wear is not real. And instead of doing what you or I would possibly do when we are challenged, when someone is telling us that, you know what you're doing is actually not very nice, instead of self-reflecting, they will start to panic and they will pull away and move on to another source that doesn't question them. This is why relationships with narcissists are so destructive and damaging, and why it takes so long for you to heal, because you've been abused for so long and the abuse has escalated in the end only for you to be replaced. It's like the fat lady has sung at the end of their grand finale, and now they are really digging in the boot to put a little cherry on top of that horrific and sadistic abuse that you have endured for so long with them. And much of the time, that new supply they move on so quickly with will be the very person you question them about during the relationship. The one they said was, they're just a friend. Why are you hassling me about that person? Why are you so insecure? It will be that person, and they put you through absolute hell at the time, and now here they are with the very person they denied cheating with. They also put a lot of time and effort in to condition you to believe that you were the problem. So if they're in a new amazing relationship where they're happy as Larry, and here you are, a broken down, crumpled old heap, well, this just reinforces that you were the problem. So it's these reasons, guys, and more, that the narcissist finds that new supply and moves on with them so quickly. But what that new supply doesn't yet know is that they have exactly the same journey ahead of them that you have had. They think that they've won this amazing prize, they've won the lotto, and really you're aware that no, you have got the booby prize. So if you are feeling jealous, if you think they will change for that new supply, if you are still believing that you were the problem and that this new supply might get the nice person who was so good to you in the beginning for good, please think again. The script never changes. The narcissist simply isn't capable of having any real connection. They're just going through the same cycle, wash, rinse, repeat. Even if they remain in a permanent, official relationship with that new person, they will still go through the love bombing, devaluing, discard cycle just over and over again. That new supply, they do not represent your failure. They represent the narcissist pattern, and it can be anyone. They do not necessarily have to be prettier or smarter than you. They just have to have a full tank. And that is because the narcissist sees others as tools to serve their ego, and that's all the new supply is. So please don't question your worth, guys, when this happens, because it's no accident, and the narcissist just loves to control the narrative, and they just can't be alone. And that is the only reason that they move on immediately and, of course, line that person up before they officially get rid of you. They want you to question your worth, and they want you to feel like you lost this amazing person because of what you did. And those feelings will keep you emotionally hooked and will keep them inside your head. And that's what they want. So when it happens, you hold your head high like the king or queen that you are. But please don't look, because you do have a normal range of emotions, and you can't just switch your feelings off like a tap, like the narcissist does. You are not an empty vessel like the narcissist is, devoid of compassion and kindness and human decency. And that's a good thing. I promise you, one day you will be happy again. The narcissist, however, they're doomed to repeat this cycle for the rest of their life. Never, ever being with someone where there truly is a loving connection. Who would want to be them? And that brings us to the end of another Fake Love and Flying Monkeys episode. I hope that helped, guys. I find it so painful to see my beautiful clients hurting so badly when they see the partner they love so much just dump them and move on so quickly with the next person. So I hope that has helped. Now, if you would like to have a one-on-one counseling session with me, I am a professional counselor. All my sessions are online, so please just see the website link in the description. And also don't forget to get your copy of my best-selling book, Fake Love, Understanding and Healing from Narcissistic Abuse, which will help you again so much. And if you would like to support this channel, then please share, guys. That's the best thing you can do, as is leaving a rating and a review, which just helps so much with that nasty old algorithm. Now, if you would like to support the channel even further, then I have a link there where you can buy me a cup of coffee. Now, until tomorrow's episode, guys, it's bye from me for now. Until then, please remember, you are worthy of love, and you are worthy of so much more than a lifetime of fake love and flying monkeys.